Hello everyone, you have come to Tata Comic Preview channel. Let read together. Have fun. When the Cloud Mountain mirror shone on Zhou, those who knew him were not shocked. They had seen him with a golden lotus, a red lotus, and even a blue lotus. However, they were not revealed by the mirror at all. Therefore, the expressions of Sikong Beichen and those from the Thousand Willow Monastery remained unchanged. Moreover, Sikong Beichen had also seen Zhou's 9-leaf red lotus back at the Holy Palace. How could someone who could kill the great general of the north with a single strike be a mere 9-leaf cultivator? He thought to himself confidently, Brother Liu must have some method of concealing his avatar. On the other hand, those from Cloud Mountain were slightly surprised by this. This old man claimed to have initiated his birth chart, but he was not even a 10-leaf cultivator. Was he an imposter after all? Nie Qingyun was more experienced. If the old man was truly just a 9-leaf cultivator, how could he defeat the 9-leaf Su Chang with a single strike? Similarly, Yi Zhen did not underestimate Zhou. The formation in his dojo had also shown Zhou with a 9-leaf golden lotus. He could understand if his dojo's formations were incapable of revealing Zhou completely. However, he was puzzled by the fact that the Cloud Mountain mirror had the same results. Was this old man not the same person who impersonated Elder Meng at his dojo? Perhaps, this old man had a treasure that concealed his avatar as well? Or could it be that he was truly just a 9-leaf golden lotus cultivator? These were all possibilities. He did not recklessly make a move. However, at this moment, an elder stepped forward and demanded loudly, Sect Master, what's the meaning of this? Elder Yi Zhen is here with good intentions to resolve the conflicts between us, why are you doing this? Also, the 9th Temple has brought 2 foreign tribesmen from the Golden Lotus domain here and openly challenged us. We can't possibly let this slide. That's right. We should work with the Flying Star House and wipe out the foreign tribesmen. Elder Yi Zhen, you're a magnanimous man. Surely, you won't mind our sect master's attitude? The elders of Cloud Mountain were actually bowing at Yi Zhen. Yi Zhen ignored them. His mind was still on the Cloud Mountain mirror. Nie Qingyun could not accept this. Impossible. Again. The pillar of light shone on the rock tower, and the Cloud Mountain mirror on the rock tower reflected it. It shone on Yi Zhen. Red lotus, 9 leaves, humanoid. The radiance faded away. The disciples of Cloud Mountain regarded their sect master with confusion. They did not know what he was trying to do. At this moment, Nie Qingyun clearly felt his disciples were being slowly swayed by Yi Zhen. He quickly organized his thoughts. After taking a few quick steps back, he asked, Old Mr. Liu, will you believe me? What is it? Zhou was as calm as always. Yi Zhen is a citizen of the Cherry Blossom Nation. They worship the monster called 9 Infants, and his avatar is in the form of that monster, a 9 Infants, Nie Qingyun. Yi Zhen tilted his head up slightly and looked at Nie Qingyun from the corners of his eyes. A brief flash of killing intent flashed in his eyes. Then, he said with a smile, Sect Master Nie, you're getting better at lying through your teeth. The Cloud Mountain mirror is the treasure of your 12 sects of Cloud Mountain. How are your disciples supposed to believe you? The disciples exchanged glances. I believe you. Zhou's expression remained calm as he sat in a stately manner. What good would your belief do? You're only a 9-leaf cultivator. In the presence of a 10-leaf cultivator, you have no place to speak, an 8-leaf cultivator snapped. Zhou glanced at the person lightly but remained silent. At this moment, Sikong Beichen raised his hand. He pointed 2 fingers before an energy sword materialized above his head. The energy sword was as colorful as a rainbow. With a whistle, it stabbed through the elder's chest. You. The elder's eyes widened. Fresh blood gushed out from the hole in his chest. Very quickly, he stopped breathing and fell backward. The others were shocked. You old fiend. Sikong Beichen shook his head and said coldly, he's only an 8-leaf cultivator. How dare he behave so impudently here? Brother Liu, there's no need for you to dirty your hands, I've dealt with him. What useless drivel. How could an 8-leaf cultivator be a match for a 10-leaf cultivator? The disciples and elders of the 12 sects of Cloud Mountain were infuriated by Sikong Baichen. Yi Zhen remained silent. Things were going according to his plan. Nie Qingyun said, he deserves to die. Sect Master. The members of Cloud Mountain were stunned. Why was their sect master siding with an outsider? Nie Qingyun swept his eyes across the disciples and elders. Don't you dare forget I'm your sect master. Whoever dares to act on their own volition again, I'll kill him myself. When he said the word kill, killing intent surged from his body. With this, the effect of his statement was amazing. The Cloud Mountain disciples no longer dared to act or speak recklessly. Moreover, they had also seen Sikong Baichen killing an 8-leaf elder. Yi Zhen has worshipped that monster all his life. He kills the cultivators he captured and strips them of their cultivation bases and lives to feed the 9 infants, Nie Qingyun said. Most people wore an incredulous expression on their faces. Yi Zhen clapped his hands as he said with a smile, that's a wonderful speech. I thought you'd know where to draw the line, but I didn't expect you to use Xie Xian to pull the elders of Cloud Mountain to your side. After that, you killed 30 of my nascent Divinity Realm disciples. Yi Zhen, enough is enough. Nie Qingyun raised his hand slowly. Whiz. Nie Qingyun's 200-foot avatar towered above the cloud platform, showing his might as the sect master of Cloud Sect. He knew he could not do this alone, so he said, Old Fiend Sikong, it's true that we have our quarrels. If you believe me, join hands with me, and purge Yi Zhen from this world. No matter how Nie Qingyun looked at it, the situation seemed like one where the 9th temple and the Flying Star House would divide Cloud Mountain between them. He could only hope the 9th temple would not strike while he was down. Sikong Baichen said, it all depends on Brother Liu. Nie Qingyun looked at Liu Zhou. Even at a time like this, Sikong Baichen is still so respectful to this old man. Why? At this moment, Liu Zhou slowly rose to his feet. Upon seeing this, the members of the Thousand Willow Monastery and the 9th temple stood up as well. Liu Zhou stroked his beard calmly as he looked at Yi Zhen and said, I'm curious to know if Nie Qingyun is telling the truth as well. Yi Zhen frowned slightly as he looked up. Liu Zhou flipped his palm. The golden Taishu mirror materialized in his hand. His primal chi surged, and the mirror thrummed in his hand. Soon enough, golden light emerged from the golden Taishu mirror and shone on Yi Zhen. This desolate-grade weapon should do the trick. Buzz. Yi Zhen's avatar appeared. The Cloud Mountain elders and disciples who were standing close to Yi Zhen widened their eyes in horror as they instinctively retreated. What's this? The thing that appeared before the others was the 9 infants' avatar with 9 thick necks and 8 heads. Everyone was frightened by this sight and retreated. So, it is the 9 infants. Rumor has it that the 9 infants monster has 9 lives. Cultivators who wish to cultivate such an avatar must drink the blood of the 9 infants, absorb its essence, and worship it for life. Every raised head represents 1 life. One can increase the number of raised heads by devouring cultivators of the same rank. Since one of his heads is severed, it means that he has died once. However, since 2 of them are lowered, it means he currently has 6 lives. There was no shortage of knowledgeable people in the world. A terrified expression could be seen on Meng Chengdong's face. Realization finally dawned on him why Yi Zhen did not kill all this while. As it turned out, Yi Zhen was just waiting for the right time. 6 lives? The others shivered despite the temperature. Yi Zhen's expression was as cold as ice. His brows were tightly knitted together. He did not foresee this in his plans. He looked at Liu Zhou, who was holding the golden Taishu mirror, and said, "You're rather untactful, aren't you?" Liu Zhou withdrew the golden Taishu mirror and said calmly, "I told you. I find you loathsome." From the beginning, Yi Zhen had never paid attention to Nie Qingyun. Perhaps, it was more apt to say he did not think much of Nie Qingyun. He shook his head and said, "You're nothing but a fool who's blindly led by personal desires. I've overestimated you." Zhou stroked his beard and said, "You're too young, after all." In the next second, Zhou disappeared from sight. As a 10-leaf cultivator, Beichen stood before the others and said gruffly, "Stay close to me, everyone." Without another word, Yizhen sped backward. Now. With that order, the cultivators hiding in the horizon swarmed over in hordes. In the next second, Zhou appeared before Yizhen. He raised his wizened palm calmly. "I'd like to see how many lives you have." His fingers shone blue. The words of abandoned wisdom hung between his fingers. The scripts were dazzling. A blue seal. Yizhen was frightened. He quickly raised his arms to defend himself. Bam! The palm seal landed heavily on Yizhen's arms. He felt as though he had been hit with a sledgehammer as he flipped backward in the air. The others exclaimed in shock. Similarly, a shocked expression could be seen on Nie Qingyun's face as well. The Cloud Mountain mirror had clearly revealed the old man to be a 9-leaf golden lotus cultivator. How could he easily defeat his enemies over and over again? At this moment, the 4 elders flew toward the cloud platform. Boom! 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 Pandemonium descended on the place immediately. It seemed like the internal conflict on Cloud Mountain was at its peak as well. The disciples of the 12 sects of Cloud Mountain did not know who was friend or foe. All they saw was their own people fighting each other. Beichen said, "Yu Zhenghai, Yu Shangrong, the back." "All right." Zhou's first and second disciple swiftly moved to the rear and manifested their avatars. Whiz. Whiz. 2 9-leaf avatars attempted to send the Cloud Mountain disciples flying. Yao Qingchuan, Zhao Jianghe, the sides. Understood. The 2 first seats swiftly moved into their positions as well and manifested their avatars. Whiz. Whiz. 2 9-leaf red lotus avatars guarded the flanks. Beichen stood alone in front. He looked at Nie Qingyun and said, "Nie Qingyun, I won't strike when you're down, but you better play clean as well. If you have time, you should deal with this mess." Although Nie Qingyun had asked for Beichen's support earlier, the conflicts between their 2 sects were not created overnight. It was not something that could be resolved with just a few words. If Nie Qingyun suddenly turned on them and used the Grand Cloud Mountain formation, the situation would not be good. It was important to be on guard. Nie Qingyun cupped his fists at Beichen. "You have my thanks. I'll repay you with gratitude." For him, not striking while he was troubled was the best help there was. Meanwhile, Yizhen was thoroughly shocked when Zhou sent him flying with just a palm strike. He stabilized his body and lowered his altitude. He asked with a frown, "You're not a 9-leaf cultivator?" "That's not important. The important thing is, on this day next year, it will be the anniversary of your death." "Young man, you're too green." Zhou moved swiftly again. He raised his hand that was glowing blue, unleashing another abandoned wisdom. Yizhen said coldly, "You old geezer. We still don't know who will have the last laugh." Whiz. Yizhen's avatar appeared. The 9 infants glowed red. The avatar with 6 raised heads advanced toward Zhou. Seeing one's nature. Buddhist Dhyana Mudra. Radiant rings appeared around Zhou. Golden flames surged around the shining golden Dhyana Mudras. Boom. 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 Yizhen's avatar collided with Zhou's Dhyana Mudra, creating ripples on its surface. Karmic power. Buddhist Dhyana Mudra? Beichen felt emotional when he witnessed this scene. So it's true that Brother Liu has mastered the techniques from all sects. At this moment, many cultivators were flying in from all sides. The cultivators from the Flying Star House and the Sky Marshal Court are here. Nie Qingyun said angrily, "Cloud Mountain disciples, gather above the rock tower. Those who refuse to follow the orders will be treated as enemies." His voice rang throughout the cloud platform. About 6,000 disciples took flight at the same time toward the rock tower. Only 5 elders flew over. Nie Qingyun knew it was imperative he remained calm. The remaining elders and disciples were clearly staunch supporters of Yizhen. Nie Qingyun found this acceptable. At the very least, many had come to their senses after seeing the 9 infants. Sect Master. The others landed behind Nie Qingyun. Without saying another word, Nie Qingyun raised his hand toward the sky. A radiant circle covered everyone as numerous seals dropped down. Nobody will leave this place. On the cloud platform's plaza, many cultivators soon lost their targets. Meanwhile, Zhou only had one target, Yizhen. The Dynama draws faded away. Zhou was in no hurry as he stepped forward. Nie Qingyun had done well. The people were now clearly divided into friend and foe. The place was no longer as chaotic. At this moment, Zhou was the only one who was deep within the enemy's ranks. The Sky Martial Court is here. All those who resist shall die. An armored cultivator who wielded a trident looked down at the cloud platform from above. The Flying Star House is here. Those who follow us will prosper while those who stand against us will perish. All in all, there were about 5,000 cultivators from both sides. In any case, Zhou behaved as though he did not hear anything. He continued advancing, and his eyes were firmly trained on Yizhen. Yizhen retreated as he fought. He could see the killing intent in Zhou's eyes. Moreover, it was clear the old man was confident about killing him. As he tossed out dozens of script seals, he said, "Old geezer, why are you trying to resist now that you're surrounded?" The red Confucian script seals unleashed a shocking blast of expansive heavenly energy. Zhou remained calm. He stroked his beard while his other hand was extended outward. He pushed his palm forward. Abandon wisdom. The palm seal that was much larger than the one before sailed toward Yizhen. Do you think that the same trick will work on me twice? You're too naive. Yizhen suddenly withdrew his avatar. He pushed his palms forward. Binding seals appeared on his palms, trying to bind abandon wisdom. However, when abandon wisdom was upon him, it suddenly grew to the height of a man. Bam! Yizhen spat out blood and slid backward. 2 trenches could be seen under his feet. Zhou stepped forward. Young man, I've crossed more bridges than the grains of rice you've eaten. Fear tightened its grip around Yizhen's heart. How is this possible? Not even 10-leaf cultivators can easily repel my 9 infants' avatar. Enough. Several individuals flew over from the Sky Martial Court's phalanx. One of them dove with a trident in hand. I'm the Sky Martial Court's chief instructor, Chen Fengluo. When the Sky Martial Court's members flew in the air, their formation clearly changed. The tips of Chen Fengluo's trident shone with black runes. Brother Liu, look out. That's a desolate grade weapon. Zhou's eyes were still trained on Yizhen. He did not even blink. When he sensed the incoming trident, he waved his left arm. He activated the Thunderblast card. In just an instant, it seemed like a bolt of lightning from the 9th heaven struck down. Rumble. It struck Cheng Fengluo with deadly precision. Cheng Fengluo's forceful attack was easily repelled by Zhou. When he recoiled, he bumped into his comrades, effectively breaking their formation. Sikong Beichen, Nie Qingyun, and the others. That's it? Zhou did not even look at the thousands of cultivators who were flying toward him from the sides. He said, "Who else dares meddle in my business?" The cultivators were stunned. Yizhen's heart sank, and his fingers trembled. Is this the power of a birth chart? No, this isn't how birth charts work. It can't be. Yi Zhang joined his palms together. Numerous paper talismans flew out and swiftly wrapped around him. This reminded Zhou of Lu Ge. Lu Ji's method of immortality originated from the Red Lotus domain. He was not surprised to see a similar technique here. Yizhen suddenly planted his feet on the ground. The talismans between his palms were ignited as he shot toward Lu Zhou. The talismans circled and coiled around him like a long dragon. Forget it. It's time to let you see my true strength, Yizhen said gruffly.